Hi, Charles Cherney here, and I wanted to talk today about relocating to Cambridge and Somerville, Massachusetts, and what that may look like for you if you are planning to relocate and what the plan of attack is to follow. So, first and foremost, if you have a relocation package from your company, you'll want to understand the terms of that package. Make sure you're clear on the details. For example, the relocation company may assign you an agent to be your buyer's agent for your relocation, and you may wish to actually choose someone else. And typically that's perfectly fine. And very often, for example, myself and my business partner, Maggie D, are selected by a buyer relocating with a relocation package who has informed his or her company they wish to work with us to be their buyer's agent. And that is, in our experience, been made possible, right? So it's not always the case if you're relocating that you must work with the agent assigned to you. You'll want to vet the agent, make sure it's a good fit before you partner up and pursue your property search. So first and foremost, in reviewing your paperwork, make sure you understand if you have any say, as I think you will, in your choice of your buyer's agent. And then there'll be specific terms as well that you'll want to understand and get a handle on up front before you launch your search. And then after you've kind of made peace with your relocation package paperwork and have an agent in mind to guide you in your search, you'll want to understand very carefully the parameters of your relocation. And this, of course, starts with the timeline. When are you looking to close by? How much time do you have to find the home you're searching for? You'll want to know the area or areas you're going to be looking in and dial in, what your primary search area is and maybe a secondary search area. And of course, understand your price range, be equipped as needed with either a pre-approval letter for the loan amount or a proof of funds document, either of which your buyer's agent can vet and help you get in order. So you've taken a look at your relocation package, understood that, picked your buyer's agent, and sort of dialed in the parameters of your search, the timeline and the area and the price range, pre-approval, proof of funds. You're all set to go. And obviously at that point, ideally, the next step would be that you visit the area in person. It's not uncommon for us as buyer's agents working with someone relocating to prepare a property tour, and the client comes to town. Very often they'll be flying in from somewhere else and spend a couple days in the area, and we'll take them on a extensive property tour to learn more about the neighborhoods, to see a variety of properties. And yes, it can happen on such a visit that you find a contender, make an offer, and you're all set. But very often what will happen is that a person relocating will come in on this first visit, get acclimated, get a sense of the area, see a number of properties, and then return to wherever they came from, and their search will continue. Now, the market in Cambridge and Somerville can move quickly, and it's not always the case that we can predict when a listing of particular interest to someone relocating will come on the market. It can also be competitive with multiple offers. So it's difficult for a buyer relocating from a distance to be able to plan to be physically present each and every time an offering of interest hits the market. So, you may need to track the market if you're relocating from a distance through your agent, who can send, if they're a good agent, photos, insights, videos to you to help you parse the opportunities to present themselves to you when you're looking at them from a distance after you've returned to wherever you are. At some point, you're going to be prepared to make an offer. And again, understood that the preference may be to see it in person. That's not always possible in many people's relocation searches because of the demands on their job and their present location and the speed at which the market is traveling. So, it's not uncommon for someone relocating to make an offer from a distance based on information gathered on the ground through the agent, through perhaps friends and family in the area that the buyer from a distance knows who can go and visit the property on their behalf. Look, at some point, that's the journey. You're going to be making an offer, and it's not uncommon for people to make more than one offer on more than one property because of the market here being competitive and inventory, generally speaking, being limited. So, be prepared if you're relocating for that. And that leads me to my final point, if you're relocating, which is you probably need a backup plan. If there's a move-in date that is circled on the calendar that you need to be here for your new job or whatever the commitment is that brings you to the area. If you haven't succeeded in your search to buy a home by a certain date, you probably need a backup plan. That might mean expanding your search out to include more areas. It could mean buying a different kind of place than the one that you had zeroed in on as ideal, or it could mean renting and then landing here in a rental and continuing your search from the rental. Sometimes relocation packages will offer temporary housing if you've run out of time, and you can avail yourself of that. So you need a backup plan, even if you go into the process and the journey with a positive mindset, an excellent agent, and a commitment to success. Look, no one can predict how the market's going to play for you in your search and how competitive it's going to be for the property or properties you pursue via making an offer on. So that's it in a nutshell. My name is Charles Cherney. Reach out by text, telephone, or email if you're thinking of relocating to Cambridge and Somerville and neighboring communities, so that we can aim to help you buy the right home and make your relocation journey a smooth one. Be in touch. Take care.